Hello again, everyone. It's TJ, the Stereo-Bargainphile, and I'm very pumped up today because today, real quickly, I just want to go over op-amp rolling with you all. That's right, op-amp rolling. So I don't want to take up a lot of your all time, so I want to jump straight into this. So, about a month and a half to 2 months ago, on this channel, I done a full video review of the Aune X8 Magic DAC, which is basically a budget DAC at $299 US at hifigo. Want to give a big thank you to hifigo because they sent the Aune X8 into the channel so we could have that review a month and a half to 2 months ago. Well, I was really impressed with this DAC, for its overall budget price of $299 US. There was three things that really stuck out to me. Number one, it came with the ESS 9038 Q2M DAC chip built inside, which will decode PCM at up to 32-bit 768 kilohertz and DSD at 512. The second feature I really liked with the Aune X8 was that you could use it for a digital preamp DAC, meaning it has a volume control in the front of it and you could run it to a 2-channel amplifier or to powered speakers. Now the third thing that really drew me mostly into the Aune X8 Magic DAC is that you can interchange the op amps inside. You don't see this a lot with budget DACs, but they created a DAC, the X8, where you could switch out the op amps. Now, a lot of audiophiles like myself, a lot of people, even non-audiophiles, they like to be able to, switch out those op amps so they can tailor to the sound. Because what an op amp basically does is boost that signal. But it can do more than that. It can really clean up that sound. It can change the sound. And you can tailor, different op amps like you do with tube rolling. You do with op amps. So, you try to find the one that sounds best with your stereo system. Well, when you buy the Aune X8 Magic DAC, it'll come, as you see here in front of you, with two little op amps. And they are a DIP 8 design. Now, these are dual op amps. Now, I'm going to try to give you a close-up of one of them. I don't have the best of camera, but here we go. As you'll see, it'll have 8 little legs on it. Now, this one, here, let me zoom it in. This one is the Burr Brown. As you can see, it's got 8 little legs on it. And it's just a little small, not very expensive op amp. Now, the Aune X8 does come with 2 of those, but on hifigo's link, which I will put in the description box, there's an extra package that you can buy that'll come with 3 extra op amps, so you could have a total of 5 op amps. And these are of cheaper op amps. It's a budget DAC, it's not going to come with a $200 op amp with it. But anyways, I went through the 5 different op amps with my stereo system, and me personally, I like the op amp best in my system was the JRC 5532 op amp. It sounded the best to me, and that's the one I've always been using. And then a good friend of mine on YouTube, Thomas at Thomas and Stereo, he's like, TJ, one day you ought to try out a high performance op amp. And I'm really open-minded to that because Thomas just had a video over the Aune X8 Magic DAC where he used high-performance op amps. And down in the description box, I will upload his link of the Aune X8 that I highly recommend for you to watch. So then I wanted to look up all the different op amps that I could actually use with the Aune X8 Magic DAC. I was looking, and then one of the subscribers, I don't want to try to pronounce his name, it's like WASSIUM, something like that. He's like, TJ, I have the Aune X8 Magic DAC, and I bought the Sparkos Lab.Inc. I bought their dual discrete op amp. It's a high performance op amp, and it is a SS3602 op amp, and it pairs up with the Aune X8. You can use it. And I was like, okay, so I want to read up on this company. It's a company here in America, in Colorado, and the owner is Andrew, and he designs the circuit. The op amps inside here, the big monster. Andrew done an really awesome job designing the circuitry and everything. I'm getting ready to show you all that. It is a dip 8. It has really meaty gold plated pins, 8 of them. It's 100% Class A output, and they use NPO capacitors and 1% metal film resistors. But anyways, down in the description box I will put Sparkos link. And again, I want to thank Andrew, because I reached out to Andrew to send me his op amp to try out in the Aune X8 Magic DAC. And I must tell you all, I have been really impressed with this high performance op amp. And yes, this op amp here in the United States, it does sell for $79.80. Now, I've seen op amps go all the way up to $200+, but it is high performance, got really good solder points on it, and it's a lot different than these, more budget op amps. So let me go ahead and get it out of the nice package that it was sent in a nice box with bubble wrap. I'm going to show you all that too. And here is that Sparkos SS3602 Dual discrete op amp. It's got two different circuit boards, really meaty, pins on the bottom. They call that a dip 8. Just very well built. All the solder points are really solid. I mean, this is built very well, and it's about 6 or 7 times the size of your regular op amps. So now let me set it beside the other op amps. And before I do that, show you a side-by-side comparison. Comes in a really nice box with bubble wrap right here. So now let's take a look. So as you can see, there is a big size difference in the regular budget op amps and the Sparkos Lab dual op amp, the SS3602. And one side I have the Bird Brown op amp on the far right, and on the far left is the JRC. Very well built op amp. So now I'm going to flip the DAC on its top, and we're going to install the Sparkos SS3602. So now we're at the bottom of the Aune X8 Magic DAC. Here's the little cover I have to take off to install that big meaty nice op amp Sparkos. So let me go ahead and take that cover off. Okay, I got the cover off, and as you can see, I have the JRC 5532 installed in the Aune X8 Magic DAC. Now, when I was going to look for high performance op amps like the SS3602 Sparkos, I wanted to find one that would fit. But I couldn't find, a high performance one. This was the smallest high performance one that I could find, that I could actually, install on the Aune X8 Magic DAC. And all I had to do was add these little 1/2-inch feet on top of the existing feet on the Aune X8 Magic DAC to have clearance. So let me go ahead and take this out, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and remove it. Here's the little tongs, the little op amp extractor that comes with the Aune X8. Just take these little hooks up underneath of the op amp, just like that. Now I'm going to pull out real easy. And you can see I took that op amp out real easy. But one thing that is very important when switching out these op amps is that you line up the notches. Now I'm going to show you what the notches are. Now I'm at the back of the Aune X8 Magic DAC. Here's where your connectors go in. As you can see, there's a little notch, a little C notch cut out right here. Let me get that in better for you. Now your op amp Sparkos is going to have a little notch also. You can see it right here by my thumb. That's the notch. You want to line notch up to notch and then line this up. It's going to be hard for me to do on video, so let me pause it real quick and I will install it. Okay, now you can see I have the high performance Sparkos dual op amp SS3602 installed, and there's no way on the Aune X8 Magic DAC can I get the cover to go back on. That's why I went ahead and got some feet that were about a 1/2 inch long, and I glued them to the existing feet to give me enough clearance. That way, I don't have to put a big long op amp in here. I wanted to find something that would fit and I could still turn it upright. So let's turn it upright and see how much clearance we have. with a Sparkos SS3602 Dual discrete op amp. Okay, here we are at the front of the Aune X8 Magic DAC. You can see I put the little half-inch feet on the bottom. Looks like it's jacked up a little bit like a 4x4 truck. And let's go underneath and see how much room we got. If you look back in that far corner, you can see we have plenty of room. Now I'm going to go to the back and show you the difference in room. There you go. Plenty of room in the Aune X8 with those half-inch little feet I put on. I probably shouldn't have used Gorilla Glue super glue, but that's what I used for the feet. Okay, now let's go look at it from the back of the DAC. Now we're at the back of the DAC, and you can see the dual discrete op amp, the Sparkos. We got plenty of room. It's not going to hit anything. I wouldn't move it around a whole lot, but to me, the Sparkos is a little hidden gem. Just got to add some little feet to the Aune X8. Now I want to talk about how it sounds. Okay, in my subjective humble opinion, how the overall performance sounded using a high performance op amp. I got to be straight up honest with you all. I was really surprised. One of the first things that I noticed was the speed was much better. It had a better punch to it. The details really came out, even the micro details. It's just overall with my system, which we all know it's going to sound different, and you know everybody else's system that has different stereo system, it's going to vary. But I will say I would highly recommend the Sparkos SS3602 Dual discrete high performance op amp. To me, in my humble opinion, it took this, budget priced DAC and it brought it up a level. I mean, I could really tell the difference in using the Sparkos. And I just didn't want to throw a bunch of fluff at you all, but for it's $79.80 United States price point. It's a heck of a deal, and it's a keeper for me. I believe it's a little hidden gem that a subscriber, Waysome, I know I'm probably saying that wrong. He recommended it to the channel, and I want to thank him for that. Thank you very, very much. You are absolutely right. It is a high-performance op amp. Sounds awesome. And I have a total, of $380 into the Aune X8 Magic DAC with the Sparkos. Yeah, for its total price point, it gave it, me a big bang for the buck. To me, it took it out of that budget price point. It brought it a level above. I've had a lot of experience with budget DACs. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's going to compete with a $1,000 DAC, but to have a total of $380 in it, yeah, it's a budget 5 bandit when you add these two together. And that's about all I have to say about it. I just wanted to show you all that little tweak. Maybe later on, I want to look for another tweak for the Aune X8 Magic DAC. I'd like some more help from the subscribers out there. I'd like to find a really good power supply that isn't a switching power supply, which is basically, Class A or Class AB that gets a little bit warm. And something on a budget that's a power supply, so we can keep building up, on this Aune X8 Magic DAC for its budget price point. Again, I want to give Andrew from Sparkos a big thank you. I reached out to him to send me his dual discrete op amp. He creates his own circuits. He creates, a lot of other electronics also, so I will upload his link in the description. And I also want to thank again hifigo for sending the Aune X8 Magic DAC. And I want to thank that subscriber for recommending the Sparkos, and I want to thank Thomas for recommending me, someday trying a high-performance op amp. And yes, I am very impressed with the Sparkos SS3602. It's a little hidden gem of an op amp, and you can get it to fit in your Aune X8 Magic DAC with just adding a little half-inch feet to each corner. And that's it. Until next time. This is TJ, the Stereo-Bargainphile. And for the first time ever on video, I'm going to ask this of people that are watching this channel. If you like what I'm doing, please subscribe, and I would really appreciate it. Until next time, this is TJ, the Stereo Bargainphile.